Hello dear students, welcome to the lecture series of Advanced Java. I am Shruti Yagnik and today we are going to see the most interesting topic of JSF, that is event handling and PrimeFaces. In this video lecture, we are going to see how you can handle events using JSF, and we are going to see certain inbuilt library which is available in JSF, which is going to help you to create an even richer GUI. So let us begin. We shall begin by event handling. Now, what is event handling? You must have learned in web technology that if you have a submit button or if you have a simple button, if you hover on that button, you want a dialog box coming in. If you click on the particular button, then you want to be redirected to a specific page. So these are called events. So if you are clicking somewhere or you are hovering your mouse somewhere, you want something to happen. Now this is called event handling. So your mouse click is an event, your mouse hovering is an event. So on a particular event, you want some code to be triggered. This is event handling, and this can be done using JSF also. So you can say that event handling is a task in which you can handle any events that are taking place, and you can redirect to a specific code that you want to be incorporated or you want to be run. So event handling, we are going to see in coding how we are going to handle events. Next is we are going to see something called as PrimeFaces. Now PrimeFaces are nothing but an inbuilt library which is available for JSF framework. Now this inbuilt library is being built by a company which is called Prime Tech Company. And this company has made a library which is going to give you some inbuilt features like spinner, like color picker, like creating a calendar. So if you are importing their library, you will be able to use all the specific rich GUI which is available for a particular thing that you want to do. So we are going to see some of them by coding. Let us see some of the basic available PrimeFaces. They are PrimeFaces configuration, event listener, action listener, UI component, autocomplete, input text area, boolean button, boolean checkbox, calendar, input text, input mask, select one list box, select many box, and select checkbox. So in your simple GUI standard GUI components, you were having a pre-built JSF way or a method of displaying GUI. But if you can do all the same things using PrimeFaces too, and that is going to provide you an even richer format of the UI or the interface that you can display for the user. So if your basic criteria is creating a very nice or a very rich GUI, then JSF PrimeFaces will be recommended even better than your simple GUI from JSF. Hello students, welcome to the coding section of event handling. In this program, we are going to create a simple command button which has a value of false imposed upon it. On clicking this command button, this particular value of false will change to true and true will change to false. So what we are going to do here is we are going to set up a variable called as status, and this status is going to contain the value true or false. And this value of status we are going to put in the value of your command button. So this true to false changing of the variable status is going to indirectly impose a change on the value of the command button. For this purpose, we require something called as session. So here, apart from creating a managed bean, we are also going to create a session scoped bean also. Okay, so let us begin. First of all, I am going to create a simple Java code for handling the status value. Let me name it for event class. Okay, now I want to make it a managed bean. I want to make it a managed bean, so import javax.faces.bean.managed bean, and I need session for this thing. So bean dot session scoped. Okay, now we require to make it a managed bean and a session scoped bean also. Okay, so this is the first change. Next is I want to handle events, so I have to import java x dot faces dot event dot action event. Okay, so I will be able to implement any action listeners if any. Okay, now I want to set a simple variable, so let me set string status is equal to false. I will import the getter setter for these method for this variable generate. I am going to create a small method which is going to change the value of status. So public void process event, and if status dot equals false, then status is equal to true, else status is equal to false. Okay, so I have completely created my event handling class. Now I will create a simple JSF page which is going to handle events. So event handling page. Okay, now if I want to make this session scoped and if I want to handle events, it is better if I write everything in F view tag. Okay, let me show you the tag first. It is the F view tag. Now what is this F view tag? This is where you can change the processing of your JSF page. You can set the content type, you can set sessions. So everything can be done in F view. Okay, so for this I have to import XML namespace of F, which is a core tag library. So JSF core. Okay, now I will be able to use F view. Now I want to create a command button which cannot be done without F form. So I am creating a form. Inside form I am creating a command button. Now this command button will have three attributes. The first attribute is value, second is action listener, and third is immediate is equal to true. Now what is this immediate is equal to true? Immediate is equal to true means whenever I am running this particular JSF page, you don't have to wait for any other phases in the life cycle, like you have your apply request phase, you have your invoke application, you have your update model values, you have your validating process, you have your decoding process. So you don't have to wait for any of the process. As and when your apply request, that is the first phase, comes, you start the execution of the command button. This is what we mean by immediate is equal to true. Next is the value. What value I want to set on the command button? So I want to set the value in for event dot status. So whatever value is there in the status, be it true or be it false, I want to set it on my command button. By default the value we had given first was false. So by default when we start running the program, the value is going to be false. Whenever we will click, the value will change to true or false depending on the click. And action listener. So what is the code that I want to call on the click? So I want to call this code on click, means setting from true to false and false to true. So I need to call this method here, right? So I will write hash for events dot process event method. Okay, so what I am doing here is when I will run this, when I will click on the command button, the status value is going to change from true to false and false to true, and it is going to be displayed. So let us run this code. Okay, so this is what is happening. That's all for event handling. We shall now move on to PrimeFaces. For PrimeFaces, first of all, I am going to create a simple XHTML form for a JSF page, PrimeFaces demo. Okay, you cannot just directly run PrimeFaces. You need to import the library or add the library of PrimeFaces. It is made by PrimeTech. Okay, so PrimeTech is giving you this library, you need to add it. Now PrimeFaces, you can access them by P. So P, and let me show you a calendar first. Let us run this calendar. Okay, this is your calendar. You can add, it is showing you the highlighted date today. Okay, so you can see it is having a better GUI as compared to any other, it is the 12th date today. So it is giving you a better GUI as compared to any other JSF GUI. Let me show you one more, that is a color picker. Let us refresh this again and check. Okay, when I do this, I am getting a color picker. I can pick any of the colors that I want, RGB, whatever. Okay, so this is a sophisticated color picker. Let me show you one more, that is a spinner. Okay, this is a spinner. You have 1, 2, 3 and you can go to -1, 0, this whatever. So you can choose any number in a spinning format. Okay, so that's all for PrimeFaces from my side today. Thank you.